Nobody tells you love is a decision. I feel like we grew up watching it just arrive. Sudden, cinematic, and maybe undeniable. Yeah. Films build entire industries on that moment. You feel the music, you look across the room, the feeling just announces itself, like it's the weather, it's raining. I feel like we're taught that if it was real, you just know. That love was something that's happened to you, not something you build. But that feeling was the point. And recently, I've been thinking about how wrong that is. I've been planning this trip for a long time. Spain does something special to us. It always has. The food, the pace, the feeling of the sun. Something about being there makes us both slow down in a way we don't manage anywhere else. And in that slowing down, something becomes visible. Not new, not exactly anyways. More like something you already knew, but couldn't see clearly until the noise of ordinary life fell away. You start to notice the person next to you again. Really notice though, not just the version of them you've memorized. We talk a lot about falling in love, with almost no language for what comes after, for the longer, quieter thing. The love that isn't a feeling that arrives, it's a posture you return to. A choice you make when you're tired, when you're stressed, when the trip is tiring and you haven't slept properly, and you're slightly lost in a city you don't even know. You choose patience, and you also choose presence. You choose the other person over your own irritation. That's not a feeling, that's a practice of choosing. There's a version of yourself that only exists when you're moving through somewhere new, with someone you love. And that's the version of myself I've been holding on to. This trip, I've been carrying something special with me, a ring, and a question I've been rehearsing for weeks that keeps falling apart every time I try to say out loud. Every meal I thought, maybe here, or every view I thought, maybe now. And then that moment would pass, we'd order another drink, and I'd think, maybe tomorrow. But that ring wasn't a romantic impulse. It was a decision I came to slowly across a long time. And not because of a specific moment, but because of a person. Because of what I'd watched her do, and who I'd seen her be when nobody was watching. When life was difficult, when I was difficult. That's the part they leave out of the story. The part they leave out of the proposal in the ceremony. The decision that happened long before. In the unremarkable weeks, in choosing again and again to stay, to love. And finally, she said yes. We ended the trip in Seville. Her friends were there, people who love her, people who by extension have become part of my life too. And I remember thinking, this is what the feeling was always pointing towards. Not the feeling itself, this. A table full of people, the life being built, the ordinary, extraordinary fact of belonging somewhere with someone. So I come back to this. I think we've confused love for too long. Feelings are real, but they pass. What stays is the choice, the decision you make on a random day when no one is watching and nothing romantic is happening. The choice to show up, to stay, to keep seeing the person in front of you. So that's what my ring was for. A choice I made here in Spain, in a country we want to build a life in one day. But the real proposal, the one that matters, happens every ordinary day when there's no ring, no view, no trip, just two people deciding to keep choosing each other. Nobody makes films about that. And I think that's the kind of love worth having.